Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome you all to my first ever video. This is MCG, a mainly basketball focused YouTube channel, and I'm just starting out, so we'll see how it goes from here. Now, ever since Warriors got off to the horrible start this season, people have been saying the Dynasty is over. And as you can see from the title of this video, I disagree. And I just believe that the Dynasty got put on pause. So before I explain as to why I believe that, let me just remind you what has happened to the Golden State Warriors ever since the 2019 playoffs. So in Game 6 of the 2019 NBA Finals, Klay Thompson tore his ACL. After the finals, KD went to the Nets, which led to the Warriors getting D'Angelo Russell. Iguodala got traded to the Memphis Grizzlies. Sean Livingston retired. They did sign Willie Cauley-Stein and draft 2 rookies, but 5 games into this season, Steph Curry broke his hand, Draymond started dealing with ligament issues, and D'Angelo Russell was dealing with an ankle sprain. So, to put this into perspective, only 5 players from the 2018-2019 season are still on the roster, which are Steph, Klay, Dre, Kevon Looney, and Glenn Robinson III. And as you might notice, Steph, Klay, and Kevon Looney are all injured. Kevon Looney is set to come back in, I believe, 2 weeks. Steph and Klay will come back around February or even March, and Draymond is constantly in and out of the lineup due to his ligament issues. And Glenn Robinson III, most people don't know him because he isn't as important, but he's still there. So in the off season, the Golden State Warriors had 9 free agents, and only 2 of them stayed. These 2 being Klay Thompson and Kevon Looney. And to add to that, the Warriors have 9 players that are 23 or younger. So basically, their team is a completely different team from last year, because you've got guys like Steph, Klay, and Dre, the nucleus of that original Warriors team, but they ain't playing, or they're not playing much because Draymond, as I said before, is basically in and out of the lineup. Now, this might sound all bad, but honestly, I believe that this is the best thing that could have happened to them, because they did draft well. They drafted Eric Pascal and Kai Bowman, who are both pretty good rookies, I'd say. And they got guys like Alec Burks and Willie Cauley-Stein that are contributing quite well. But the main reason why I believe this dynasty isn't over is because of the fact that they are horrible this season. They can use this to let guys like Steph, Klay, Dre, and all the other guys that are injured to actually fully heal up. They should, in my opinion, load manage Draymond Green so that they can prevent any significant injury from happening to him. Because next year, they should all be healthy. And if guys like Steph, Klay, and Dre aren't playing as much, you can give the keys to the young guys, as in Eric Pascal, Jordan Poole, Kai Bowman, Amari Spellman, and all these guys. Let them develop, because if you let them develop, then they get more experience under the belt and they can feel out what their spot is in this league. So once they do that, by probably the end of the trade deadline, they would have traded D'Angelo Russell, because honestly, he isn't a really good fit on this team. And I believe that the only reason they actually went out and got him is because they didn't want Kevin Durant to go and leave for nothing. So they will probably trade D'Angelo Russell for a wing player or a big man, whatever their needs may be at that point. And then, as I said before, they let these young guys develop and stuff like that. But because they gave the keys to young guys, they won't be winning as much games. They'll probably have the worst record in the league. And due to that fact, they will get a high draft pick. So with that high draft pick, they go out and draft what they need. Well, this all depends on who they get in the trade for D'Angelo Russell. And then in the off season, all they have to do basically is build their bench. Because the reason why this year's bench is that bad, or looks that bad, is because they didn't have any money to go out and sign really solid role players, due to the fact that D'Angelo Russell has such a high contract. Now, if they trade him, they can get off of some money. They can have some money in free agency, or in the off season I should say, to go out and buy some decent role players, players that can fit and contribute well. So they go out, fill out the roster, and once they filled out the roster, they have a core of Steph, Clay, and Dre, which should be healthy at that point. You still have guys like Kevon Looney, Eric Pascal, Jordan Poole. They have the guy that they traded for in that D'Angelo Russell trade at that point. And they would have their high draft pick, whether it be a big man or a wing player. It all comes down to who they trade for in that D'Angelo Russell trade. So then they would have a solid bench to add to that, because they'll get a bit of money. And yeah, that should be a really solid team that can actually go out and compete. Nevertheless, this all depends on what Anthony Davis decides to do in free agency. Now stick with me for this moment. If Anthony Davis decides to stay with the Lakers, then I don't think the Warriors can actually win a title. Because I don't see how Steph, Clay, Dre will be able to beat Anthony Davis and LeBron James. However, if Anthony Davis decides to go out east, then this pushes the odds in favor of the Warriors significantly. Now I know the Lakers do have a lot of players that are on 1-year deals, and many of them might walk, but consider this for a moment. If Anthony Davis stays with LeBron James and the Lakers, do you really think that the guys that they signed to 1-year deals would not come back? Because if I'm one of them, I would come back, because I will probably get a championship ring if I've got LeBron James and Anthony Davis on my team. So to summarize this up, I believe that this year the Warriors will just kind of tank and let the young guys develop, trade D'Angelo Russell, and then next year they can come back strong with all the other guys healthy and have a solid bench and a good draft pick hopefully. And then that team would actually resemble the 2016 Warriors quite a bit, because they'd have this good bench, they have their core and Steph, Clay, and Dre, and it's just still a solid team. And then they could legitimately say strength and numbers. So this is why I believe that the Warriors are just kind of using this season to change the oil, but will come back striking next season. Now, this video is purely based on speculation and barring any significant injuries, because I can't predict any injuries and I don't want to predict any injuries. So that's it for today. I really hope you liked it, and if you did, leave a like, subscribe for more content like this, or comment down below. This is MCG. Peace out.